This is the Horse Radio Network.
This is episode 679 of the Dressage Radio Show, official podcast of the United States Dressage Federation on the Horse Radio Network, brought to you by Kentucky Performance Products, Surefoot Equine Stability Program, Horse Report System, and Trvst Design. On today's show, we're joined by Wendy Murdoch from the Murdoch Method. We're also talking to Jessa and Kenzie Lux from the Ride IQ app. And then Ashley Rand has a wonderful Trvst Design Trainer Tip.
This is Reese Koffler-Stanfield from Georgetown, Kentucky.
And this is Philip Parks from Rockwood, Ontario, and you're listening to the Dressage Radio Show.
Well, hi, Phil. How are you?
Hi, Reese. I've been better, you know. I think the last time we chatted, I was off to a horse show, was excited about. Turns out COVID had other plans for me. Yeah, so I got it. I did not go to the horse show. Stayed at home, sick in bed.
You were pretty sick.
I was pretty sick, yes.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
I don't recommend getting COVID. I think everybody knows that already, but just in case you were wondering, it's not a good time. I was quite sick, but couldn't go to the horse show. That was a real bummer.
Yeah, that was a real bummer. We were worried about you. So we're glad you're feeling a little better. You're still not your complete chipper self, but you're definitely feeling better. And
well, I think what's been going on tonight is that it used to happen to me all the time when we were recording, is that, you know, my mind would just drift off and then I wouldn't be paying attention to the conversation at hand. And then, I missed my place to jump in and ask a question or whatever. So that's been happening again. I hope after today I'll be okay. Yeah, that's about it.
We hope so. We hope you're back to it. And it was awful and certainly not a great time before competition. And I think we've all been there. You guys heard me last time. I was like, I have a really sore throat. Well, hello, I had COVID. So we both had it now. So hopefully now we can move forward. But yeah, no, I'm really sorry you weren't feeling well. And so it turned out we weren't recording last week, but it kind of turned out okay because you were sick anyways. So, but we're glad to be back this week. I actually had a little holiday with my family. I got back in today, which was great. I had a little beach time. It's something we do every year, and to take a little time. I don't always get to see my family, and in the last few years I've been competing a lot internationally, and so it was really fun to be able to kind of unplug a little bit and go to the beach and read a book and get my feet wet, play a little bocce ball. My nephew and I have a little tournament going on. I'm gonna say I'm evenly matched with a 12-year-old. Just saying. Yeah, he's really a good golfer, and we did a surprise birthday party at Topgolf. So I'm not interested. Everyone in my family plays golf, but myself, I'm just not that interested because it's a lot of work, and I just don't have that kind of time to invest. So, but it was fun. Topgolf is really fun. And we had a great time. So it was really, really fun time. So got back in. I actually rode a couple horses this afternoon, and I was just fun. It was just fun to be back on them, and my muscles got a little break, and so it was good. So be nice to your trainers if they do go out of town. I go for a couple days. So my horses usually get the time off, which works really well for them. And for me too. So it was good. Jack kept everything rolling, and the barn was good. So it was a really good time. So it's nice to be back, and we have a great show for you guys today. We're going to get into it. We're going to start. We'll have a quick commercial break, and then Wendy Murdoch is coming on the show to join us.
This Nutrition Minute is brought to you by Kentucky Performance Products, the company that simplifies your search for research-proven nutritional supplements at kppusa.com.
Did you know that easy keepers and horses on restricted diets are often at risk for vitamin and mineral deficiencies? Most easy keepers are maintained on hay, and some get a few handfuls of grain a day, and most of these horses get little to no green grass. Diets that don't include significant levels of green grass or recommended amounts of fortified concentrates just don't supply enough vitamins and minerals. Many horse folks don't realize that hay alone, even high-quality green hay, is not an adequate source of many vitamins. For example, when grass is cut and dried for hay, the vitamins quickly lose their potency. 70% of the vitamin E found in grass is lost in the first week after it is cut for hay. One way to ensure that your special needs horse is getting all the vitamins and minerals he needs is to add a vitamin and mineral supplement to his diet. A well-balanced supplement will provide the nutrients your horse requires without adding unwanted calories, starches, and sugars. Microphase, made by Kentucky Performance Products, is a vitamin and trace mineral supplement that bridges the gap in your feeding program. With Microphase, your horse receives adequate and balanced vitamin and mineral nutrition without unwanted calories or other ingredients. The minerals in Microphase have been chelated, a process that protects minerals during digestion and increases their absorption in the intestine. Microphase provides vitamins, such as vitamin E, in a natural form, so your horse receives optimal results from this supplement.
This Nutritional Minute has been brought to you by Kentucky Performance Products. You can find all of their terrific products at kppusa.com.
Well, tonight for her monthly segment, we're so excited to have Wendy Murdoch from the Pony Club Championships. Welcome, Wendy.
Hi, it's great to be with you guys. I'm here in at the Tryon Equestrian Center where they had the WEG. What an amazing facility. It is huge. And they're hosting the Pony Club Championships for the East Coast this year. So, you know, they have I think it's every 3 years they wind up at festival where you live, Reese, in Kentucky.
Yes.
And in the off years, they have them East and West Coast because it's a big country, right? I mean, it's a huge country. But I'm here. I have a tent. I have never done a tent like this before. It's really interesting. And I'm so glad I have 4 sides because every afternoon the storms roll in.
That can be a bit of an issue, a bit of a problem.
Yeah. But you know what? I have zip ties and it's super strong Velcro and I just pull the thing around and I zip tie it so that everything's going to stay dry inside. I'm really hoping because there's a storm rolling in right now and I am not there. But anyway, it's so exciting. You know, I taught Pony Club for over 6 years and my friend and I taught together for 6 years and she kept on for another 6 years. So she taught Pony Club for 12 years, my best friend, Allie Thurston. And so it's so cool to be back. And wouldn't you know, like I'm standing there in my tent and here somebody comes, they live 10 miles up the road and I didn't even know them. So 10 miles away from where I live in Virginia. And here they are at Pony Club Nationals and we get to meet. So that's one of the fantastic things about Pony Club is, you know, you come to these kinds of events and you never know you're going to meet or who you're going to see again that you haven't seen for a million years. And so it's just really exciting. And the kids are all and the golf carts. I don't know if you've seen that, Reese, but they decorate the golf carts. It's so cool. There's like blow up stuff on top of the carts. So of course I had to run out and get some bling for my tent. So now I have spangly stuff over the top. It's really great. I love it. Oh, and little unicorns on the look-up glasses sign. So I brought the look-up glasses. They're, of course, a hit. And, of course, I have my little unicorns on the sign so that they have to look up the little unicorns. But, you know, I brought them in 8 different colors. And everybody, like, walks over and goes, what's that? You know, and I say, well, here, try them on. And they try them on. I was like, oh, cool. It's like, so my instructor won't yell at me for looking down. And I'm like, yeah, it's really awesome. So it's really great. I could take a breath and let you guys say something, huh? But I don't know, Phil, have you been to Pony Club Festival ever? It's really amazing.
No. I think we do send a delegation from East Coast, West Coast, and Central Canada, or at least they should. Yeah, I mean, check it out. See if you can find some Canadian pony clubbers. I'm sure they would be happy to meet you and to check out the look-up glasses and all of the great stuff you got going on.
Yeah, no, I'll definitely look and see if there's any Canadians. You know, I taught in Connecticut, so I've got to find the East Coast delegation. The metro region is where I taught up in Wilton, Connecticut, Wilton Pony Club for years. But So many of those kids have gone off that I taught have gone off and they have amazing careers. And, that's one of the things about Pony Club that's so amazing is the character building from the program itself, because you have to have knowledge and horsemanship as well as being able to ride. And so it really builds an all-around equestrian, which is really, really important. We need to know how to take care of these horses, and the parents aren't allowed to help, which I think is the best part, because then the kids are on their own. It's great, but
it's so good. And my niece is in Pony Club, so I am a huge fan. She has a great time. The look-up glasses with unicorns would be a hit in our house. I'm just saying, yeah. But it's such a great event, and they look forward to this all summer, and they work really, really hard at it. And so you also brought the hay soaker, right? You have those now.
Yeah, that we have hay soakers. They're all, Brad boxed them up. They're all ready to ship. They're sitting in the warehouse, and we're really excited about it. And what somebody said to us is, it's like you fill it and forget it, because the timer, like you can set it to start at 6:30 in the morning and then drain at 7:00 or 7:30, and you walk in, your hay's all soaked and drained and it's ready to go. And it's kind of like having an assistant without having to have a person, right? Because the time it takes to try and lift the hay out of the bucket and empty the blah, 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 it's all taken care of. There's an app, and you set the time that you want it to start on the app, and you set the time you want it to stop. And if you want to do another soak during the day, you just change the time it starts and stops. And so, you don't have to worry about, I forgot to drain, or, it's really heavy, or, I knocked the bucket over, or any of those things. Yeah, it's super cool. We've had people really interested in it. And I'm going to bring a unit out for you to see in August when I come out. And I have a Surefoot workshop for practitioners out in Versailles. Michelle Hannon is organizing that. We are so excited. She's awesome. And so when I come out, I'll bring a soaker with me so you can see it. We'll demo it. It's really fun.
I'm thrilled. I'm really excited because we are a hay soaking barn, and it's a huge part of the girls' day. I mean, it's a pain to do it. So yeah. I love this idea. It's so good. And like you said, it's been a little bit of a challenge. Again, you're the best entrepreneur we know, and to see, no, it's true. And you've had a lot of challenges just because of the timing and all of those things right now. So to get this up and running has been a huge deal, hasn't it?
It has been a huge deal. Like we were really hoping we'd come out with it last year. And of course that didn't happen. So it took us a little longer, but we've got it now, and I'm really excited. And so next to me at the Pony Club is Christine Reynolds, and she's a rep for Triple Crown Feed. And so we went out to dinner, and I told her about the hay soaker. So she put up a post on Facebook because she thought it was awesome. And it was really great. And it's so nice to have a friendly face next to you, because like I'm all by myself here at Pony Club. So it's like, I gotta go get a snow cone. And she's like, okay, no problem.
Hopefully you brought an extra one back.
She didn't want one. One, but she has water by her booth, and I have Gatorade, and so we just, it's great. It's so nice to find really friendly people that are going to help you out, because especially like this one, usually I bring Brad with me, but I'm all by myself doing this one. So, he's home holding the fort down. So it's great to find really cool people that are really helpful. And, that's one of the beauties of Pony Club, is it brings people together, and it doesn't matter where you come from or what your income level is. The Pony Club brings it all together into a fabulous family. It's so funny because it's been so long since I taught up in Connecticut, and I've taught other Pony Clubs since then, but it just brings back all these memories that I have from teaching all these kids. And it's great. It's great. Reese knows what I'm talking about.
Yeah, it's a fantastic program. I personally did not grow up in the Pony Club because at the time they didn't have, you had to jump, and my sister and I didn't jump. So we did not grow up in that. But, for my niece, and so we rode together. So we always had friends over, and we had like a little bit different opportunities. But my niece doesn't have my sister has a little farm, and she doesn't have friends that ride with her. So that's been an amazing part, is having her, having some friends for her. So I love it. So you're there all week, right? So this is a whole week event, isn't it?
It's till Sunday. Yep. I'm here. And, and speaking of which, I did not grow up in Pony Club, but I did grow up in 4-H in Connecticut, the Stanford Trailblazers. And would you not know, but my 4-H leader lives 15 minutes from the showgrounds. And so she came by my booth. And it is so cool to see the person who was the most influential in terms of my experience growing up with horses and the way I ride. She was my teacher, and to come back and see her again. Her name is Kathy Campbell, and I just adore her. It's so cool that she's still here.
Well, Wendy, that is fantastic. I love it. And you are always so busy. Do you have anything else in your travels in the next couple weeks?
Oh my God, of course. Let's see. I'm supposed to film with Dr. Judy Morgan on Monday with the Surefoot. Then I fly out to Colorado. I'm doing a clinic out there. Then I go to Washington to Vashon Island to do a Surefoot workshop. Then I come back. Where do I go? I don't know. Then I have to look at my calendar. Oh yeah, I come to Kentucky. August is crazy for me this year.
Amazing.
I've never had such a busy August.
It's so cool. I love it. Well, Wendy, where can people, follow your travels and see what you're up to? Yeah, give us all that information.
Yep. So Murdoch Method on Facebook and murdochmethod.com is the website. Surefoot Equine on Facebook and Surefoot Equine on the website. And then, of course, Instagram, both things, Murdoch Method and Surefoot. And if you're someone that's using Surefoot and you're a professional and you want to become a Surefoot practitioner, do go to the surefootequine.com website, and there's a place where you can apply. And we're adding workshops all the time, and we're really looking for great equine professionals to join the team because, this is one of the things here at Pony Club. This woman comes by and she has the pads and she starts telling me all about how it's helped her horse, and this other woman who doesn't have pads and wasn't sure that the one woman invited her over to try her pads. It's like such a wonderful community,
Spreading the good word, right?
Absolutely. So, it's great. So we're looking for more team members to join Team Surefoot and help horses make them happy one hoof at a time, of course.
I love it. Well, Wendy, as always, thank you so much. And we can't wait to watch your pictures from Pony Club because they've already been adorable. So keep up the good work.
Everybody with the lookup glasses, I snap their picture and then we get it up on social media. So it's really fun.
So cool. Have a good one, Wendy.
All right. Thanks. Bye.
Whether you're a professional dressage trainer or an amateur enthusiast, one thing is for sure. There's a lot of information to keep track of. You need easy access to your horse's health and therapy records, care notes, and photos, a training log for documenting improvements and understanding setbacks or plateaus, horse registration and demographic information for entering competitions, a way to accurately record medication and supplement administration, and much more. Horse Report System isn't a barn management app, it's a horse management app. Designed to align with the workflow of a busy stable, our field-leading dashboard means that nothing is more than a couple of clicks away. The information is where you need it, when you need it, in the palm of your hand. Our web app runs on any device with a web browser, phone, tablet, or computer. With monthly subscriptions starting at just $9.99, there is a plan that is right for you and your team in the stable. We'd love to give you a demo to show you why leading dressage trainers and riders are using Horse Report System to coordinate their success. Go to www.horsereportsystem.com to learn more and get a free trial.
This is Sophia Aguila.
I'm Casey Wilbanks-Coletti.
And I'm Mike Donnell. We're here to tell you about WESA, the Western and English Sales Association, and its podcast, Wisdom by WESA.
WESA produces the world's largest trade events for retailers, manufacturers, and sales representatives in the equestrian industry.
On our show, we talk to people who tell the stories of some of the best-known Western and equestrian brands.
Visit wisdombywesa.com and tune in today.
Well, tonight I'm really excited to introduce my new friends, Jessa and Kenzie. They are the co-founders of Ride IQ. Ladies, welcome to the show.
Thank you for having us.
Well, Jessa, I'll have you get started because we wanted to talk a little bit about, how you guys started Ride IQ, what it is, but we wanted to tell us about yourselves first. So Jessa, I'll let you go first.
Oh, fun. So I am Kenzie's older sister. She hates when I call that out, but we're 3 years apart. We grew up in Minnesota riding horses, but from a non-equestrian family. So we went through Pony Club and had our introduction that way. And then through some working student positions, found ourselves in Ocala, Florida with Kyle Carter, who's an Olympic Canadian event rider. And he and his wife, Jen, are now our partners in Ride IQ. So that came full circle. And after kind of growing up, we went off to college and took a 10-year hiatus from riding, 10-ish years each. Ken went to a career in finance and I was in a marketing career. And then when COVID started, we were under the same roof. And that's kind of where the ideating started and where Ride IQ started, really.
I love it. So Kenzie, tell us your story.
Yeah, totally. I mean, it's a lot of overlap with what Jessa just said. I kind of just was right behind her, following in her footsteps along the way. And then I guess the only difference is, I'm now based in New York City and I live in Brooklyn. And then Jessa, I don't know if she mentioned this, but she's based in Denver, Colorado.
I don't think I knew that, actually. I knew, Kenzie, you were in New York, but Jessa, I didn't know you were in Colorado. That's awesome. We love modern technology.
Totally.
So, Kenzie, tell us a little bit about Ride IQ. What is it? What are we talking about? And kind of how have we partnered together and why have we partnered together? Because I think it's really cool.
Absolutely. So Ride IQ at its core is a mobile app with listen while you ride audio lessons meant to guide you while you're riding your horse. And these lessons are taught by world-class equestrian coaches, which is where you come in, Reese. So we have recently announced Reese as a coach on the Ride IQ platform, and we could not be more excited. Reese is amongst a really awesome team of rock star coaches across eventing, dressage, and hunter jumpers. And it's just been so much fun seeing what an impact it's had on people and their horses.
Yeah, I love it. So we actually got together. I happened to be walking by the Ride IQ booth at Land Rover event, which is always a lot of fun, lots of stuff going on. And I just introduced myself to Jessa, and she had been already talking with Glenn, who's the founder of the Horse Radio Network. And we started chatting and that we kind of chatted more. And I was like, I really like what you're doing. I have some students that already use the app, so I knew about it. And then we started chatting more. And then it kind of naturally started that I was able to become a coach. And so I've done 10 lessons that you guys will send them out, and you can not only hear me here on the radio show, but you can also hear me on Ride IQ. So I'm really excited about the platform. So talk a little bit more about, and Jessa, why don't you do this, about what our listeners, if you sign up for the app, what are the things that you get when you sign up?
Yeah, that's a great question. So the app is on iPhone and Android, so you find it in your app store like you normally would. And everyone gets 2 weeks totally free to kind of explore. At the heart of it, it's listen while you ride audio lessons. So we have lessons, Kenzie mentioned the disciplines, dressage, eventing, and hunter jumpers for every level. So we have riders who are just kind of getting the basics of walk, trot, canter down. And then we have riders who are members who are preparing for the top level of the sport, whether that be, within any of those 3 disciplines. So we try to cover all the bases with the listen while you ride audio lessons. And those are categorized so you can find what you're looking for as easily as possible. So depending on what your horse is like and what your goals are, you can kind of navigate to lessons that are appropriate for you and the coaches that you want to work with. So we have 22 coaches, I believe, now with you being on the app, Reese. And so you can kind of find the coach that works well with you and your horse. And then there's a lot of kind of extra things that supplement the listen while you ride audio lessons. Things like every week we have a live event called Office Hours, and those are with a Ride IQ coach or a guest expert. So we've done like Ask a Dressage Judge. We've done Green Horses 101, Ask a Veterinarian with a U.S. team vet. So we try to get into the topics that are really important, but that you don't always have time to like dive into with an expert. So we give members an hour to just do Q&A with them every week. And we have something called Hack Chats where you can hack alongside a coach and they kind of chat about something that's important to them, whether that be, the new attire rules in dressage or managing performance anxiety. They kind of cover whatever's on their mind. And we have a sports psychologist on the app, a natural horsemanship coach doing groundwork lessons. So there's a lot of extra things in addition to the audio lessons.
So I'd like to kind of hear about what are the topics that people can, because it's a guided lesson. So Reese, maybe you can give a couple of examples of what you were able to provide as far as like guidance.
Sure. So one of the things that I teach pretty much all my students is the warm-up pattern. So one of my lessons is actually going through the warm-up pattern, and I'm writing and talking. So the girls definitely edit some, because I think I had the sniffles that day. So I think Jessa, I'm not sure, Kenzie, I don't know who edits, but they had sniffles they had to deal with that day. And so it's very smooth and beautiful now. But so I'm writing, and I'm actually basically talking about what I feel on my horse. So that was one lesson that I did. Another lesson I did was about rehabbing your horse. And I did kind of a couple talks about that. One was a hack chat about, mentally, how do you wrap your head around the fact that your horse is injured and you have a protocol you need to find. And then the next one was as you're working your horse in the tack walking, for example, how much you can get done during that time. So Phil, those are a couple things that I did. There's more on there, and there's more content coming, but it's really a fun way to teach. So I'm very lucky that we have this platform that you and I, Phil and I, get to teach pretty much every week. So this was kind of, once I got used to the platform and doing it with the horses and the mic, because they're mic'd up as we're riding, once I got kind of used to that, I loved it. And it was kind of a natural thing for me to do, just different. Like right now I'm sitting in my office in my yoga pants. So it's a little bit different format, but and then I'm very lucky the girls were able to give me, I also am on the app now. So I listen to them as well. I've listened to all the sports psychologists lectures that are fantastic. And obviously I don't do the jumping ones, but dressage coach I've listened to, Peter Gray's amazing and just great. I did it the week leading up to the horse show. So I have found the app also incredibly helpful for myself as a rider. So I love it because I've been able to play around with it. And ladies, I think you really came on something very unique. And I don't know who wants to tell us, well, how did you figure out the audio lessons? Because that's a little bit different than any other platform that's out there right now.
It was a bit of a long roundabout way of coming up with the concept. So Jess and I, in the middle of COVID, ended up just being like, we want to get back into the equestrian industry. How do we innovate there? And we kind of just started cold calling people. I think we had at least 100 phone conversations over the matter of a couple of months with riders that we knew from our past in riding or friends of friends. And people could not have been more gracious just to give us their time. And those conversations, one thing that we were hearing from everyone is just there's, like, whether you're a beginner rider or a professional, there are inefficiencies with independent schooling. And no matter how many hours you've spent in the tack, there's going to be moments where you're like, I don't know what I want to do today, or you get stuck on something with your horse and you both end up frustrated and it's not a positive experience. And so Jess and I started brainstorming around that, how we could address that. And it was actually funny. Jessa was like texting me all these different apps that we use in our daily life. Like she was like, I use Headspace and you use Peloton guided runs. And she was listing all these apps over text. And I was like, wait, go back to Headspace. Like that's interesting. And then we kind of continued to push on that idea. And we were like, well, what if it was like guided meditation or a guided run, but instead of being like on a treadmill or on a bike or whatever it is, you're on your horse. So it was it just happened one day, and it was so much fun once that idea came through, and we were very stuck on it as soon as we had it. And then we called Kyle and Jen Carter and we were like, this is our idea. What do you think? And they were on board immediately.
So maybe you could tell us a few of the other coaches that you've been able to get on the app and, just as a promotion.
Yeah, thanks. We would love to. So the dressage coaches that are alongside Reese include Lauren Spricer, a Grand Prix dressage rider, and Gina Smith, who's an Olympic Canadian dressage rider. And then Reese mentioned Peter Gray. So he does something called dressage test playbooks for us, where he takes the dressage test and goes movement by movement through it and describes how you can ride it to get the best marks possible, and kind of like gives you a judge's perspective on that. And then in the eventing side of things, we have Leslie Law, who's an individual Olympic gold medalist. Both of the Carters are coaches on the app. We have Holly Hep Hudspeth and Doug Payne's on the app. So he's a dual discipline athlete. He competes in Grand Prix show jumping as well as eventing. He was the top placed U.S. event rider at the most recent Olympics. So we have a great group of coaches. And what we're really looking for is coaches who are proven producers of exceptional riders, but also riders who demonstrate exceptional horsemanship, and they have to have a reputation for exceptional horsemanship too. And that's one of the fun things is these coaches have such a variety of teaching styles, but the common thread is just compassion for the horses. So that kind of stays consistent, but depending on what teaching style resonates with you and what you're looking for, there should be a good option amongst the 22 coaches that are on the platform.
I love your heavy Canadian content.
Yes.
That's a plus for me.
That's Kyle's influence.
And we love Lauren Spreiser. She's a great friend of our show too. She comes on here a lot. So I think our listeners will know a little bit about her style, and she's amazing as well. Well, ladies, this is so fun. I'm so excited to be part of the team. Truly. When we started chatting, I was like, I think this is for me. Like, this is perfect. So I'm really thrilled. I love coaching, and this is just a different form of doing it. So I'm thrilled that you allowed me to come on, and I hope everyone, we're going to give information on how to get onto the app here in a second, but I hope everyone really enjoys it. And I think once we get going, people can, you can kind of write in and tell us what you want. Isn't that right, Kenzie?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. We take lesson requests every week from members, and whether it's via text or DM or Facebook, and those go to the top of our list. And we are constantly sending those to coaches. They're not only welcome, but they're very appreciated. And we love that kind of thing.
Yeah, we love it. Well, Kenzie, I'm going to let you keep going. How do listeners find online? What's the process?
Totally. Yeah. So in order to sign up for Ride IQ, head to the website, which is ride-iq.com. And one exciting thing we're doing with this announcement of Reese being a new coach is we're going to do a promo code for all the Dressage Radio Show listeners, which when you go to checkout, and this will apply after your 2-week free trial, you enter the promo code DRS50, and that will give you $15 off any of the memberships. So if you did a monthly membership, that would mean your first month is half off, and that's after your 2-week free trial. So anybody can try it out, and no obligation. And Jess and I are always available to answer questions. So we have a Facebook community where people are like 24/7 posting about their Ride IQ wins, asking questions, getting feedback from coaches. And it's just a really, really great community.
It is. Well, I'm thrilled to be a part of it. So again, one more time, the promo code is DRS50, and go and try it. Do it for 2 weeks. See if you like it. I think you will. I enjoy, because I'm in my arena myself a lot of the day by myself. So having someone in my ear chatting has been really fun, and I've really enjoyed it myself. So I love it, ladies. Jessa, Kenzie, thank you so much for letting me be a part of the team and coming on our show. And we look forward to continuing to work together.
Wonderful. Thank you, guys. Thank you guys so much.
Well, Phil, we've been taking the youngster out for a couple little field trips, and he has looked so sharp in his Trvst Design halter. He looks beautiful in the black with roses. So he goes in that. And so it's been super fun to get him out and get his fancy halter out. It always makes me smile when I put that halter on. So that was fun this last weekend.
Yep. All of the Trvst Design halters are really sharp. They're going to look good on your horse. If you'd like a 10% off code to enter before purchasing, you just enter the coupon code HRN into the coupon code spot. So 10% off. Thank you, Justin. Thank you for Trvst Design.
Fantastic. Well, we've got a great Trvst Design tip of the week with Ashley Rand. We hope you enjoy. Well, for this week's Trainer Tip of the Week, we are so happy to have Ashley Rand Torres of Art Dressage on the show. Welcome back, Ashley.
Thanks for having me.
Well, we have a great trainer tip. We were just chatting off air, and you brought up a great point of sort of horse care at horse shows. So we wanted to talk a little bit about that.
Yeah, definitely. As someone that in Florida, I do a lot of horse showing just right off the trailer, and then we go home. So the horse's day is very uninterrupted. They have their turnout, they get what they eat normally, and it's great. But when you're not trailering in and trailering back out and you have to stay overnight, I noticed a lot of people don't change their horse care, and they don't take their horse out of the stall to hand walk it. And then their horse is stiff and tired and lethargic, and they don't understand why. So it's a good idea when you go to a horse show away from home to make sure that the horse gets there. There's lots of hand walking if they're used to turnout, extra hand walking, hand grazing. You can even put water in do water in all their grain to make sure they're getting extra liquids and they're not dehydrated for the show. Extra care. I normally do things like I pack their feet if they're standing in a stall a lot or things like that. I think that's very important to keep your horse in tip-top shape when it's away from home.
Yeah. And I think that's really important too, depending on, in a couple of weeks, we've got kids that are shipping to young riders or, a major competition, right? And you're shipping cross country. You may want to give your horse fluids, for example. Wouldn't be necessarily your sort of couple hours away, but, if you're traveling far, making sure they have fluids. There are some great products on the market now that are sort of mash. You mix it in with their grain or you mix it in with their water so that they can get some extra water. I'm a fan of lunging my horses. Not all the horses. Sometimes the FEI horses, I don't lunge them, but the youngsters, I like to take them out in the morning and lunge them for a little bit. And, we've practiced it at home. Obviously, it's not their first time on the lunge line, but I think it's really important that helps them because they are used to turnout. My guys, a lot of them go out either all night or in the morning right now because it's hot. And, they're out a long time and they're moving. And I think that's super important to remember, at a horse show, it is important to get them out in the morning. Let's say you have even, an afternoon ride or a mid-morning ride, get up, get them out, braid them, then get them, get ready again. Because I think so many people, the horses just stand there and they're stiff, or in some cases they're wild. They have a lot of energy and they need to get some energy out. So I think those are some really good tips. Phil, do you have any tips that you do as well?
I think it's all about, hand walking. They've got to see everything, I think. And then, like you said, with the horses need to move. So, get them out and get them moving. Even if you tack them up and ride them once in the morning, nothing crazy, but just stretch them out, get some circles going, some transitions going. I think you're going to have a better horse in the afternoon if it's the second ride of the day, or you can get your own nerves out. I think a little bit by doing stuff, by riding especially. So you don't want to overschool them. I think that can be problematic, but stretching and lots of great stuff like that. Very good. Yeah. Horses love it. Horses love to move around. Nobody wants to stand in their stall for 24 hours and then get tacked up and then, have to try to compete with a nervous person on their back and that kind of stuff. That doesn't lead to success. So I think you can talk with your trainer. You can devise a strategy that's going to work for you and your horse, depending on your needs and whatever, and you can have more success that way.
100%. Ashley, is there anything else that you do at a horse show or that you like to give people kind of tips that you saw because you've been horse showing with your clients and some of them are newer to the game? Anything else that you see that is a good reminder for everybody?
Yeah. I mean, I feel like just knowing your horse inside and out, it's really stressful for them to get in a tin box and go hours away to a new home. I like to make sure they're getting all their nutrients. I up their electrolytes and vitamin E a few days prior to leaving and at the show. Sometimes I give a GastroGuard supplement or an ulcer supplement just to help. Anything you can do. The horses, they're putting a lot of trust in you going to this foreign place and making sure that they feel comfortable and are ready to do their best for you is really important.
I love it. Well, Ashley, have a great rest of your summer show season moving forward to Florida. How can our listeners find you online and get other tips from you?
They can find me on all my socials at Art Dressage and my website, www.artdressage.com.
Fantastic. Thanks, Ash.
Awesome. Thank you.
Well, as always, we love email and Facebook shout outs. Keep them coming. And Phil, you've got, I'm giving you a drum roll for the book club book for this kind of month, quarter, however we're going to do it.
Yeah, the newest book is called Bolder, Braver, Brighter by Daniel Stewart. This is the rider's guide to living your best life on horseback. So I think there's going to be a lot of great stuff in here. Martha was talking about it when she gave us their interview. Great book, lots of beautiful pictures. That's one of my favorite things. So we're looking forward to reviewing this book. We've got Daniel coming on the show soon, so that will be awesome. Yeah, really looking forward to it.
It's going to be great. Well, as always, everyone, you can find our show notes and links to today's guests on our website at dressageradio.com. Like us on Facebook, just search Dressage Radio Show. Follow us on Twitter at Horse Radio. My website is maplecrestfarmky.com, and my email is reese@horseradionetwork.com.
I think the best place to find me is probably through Facebook, or my email is philip@horseradionetwork.com. I'd like to thank our sponsors for allowing us to put on a show this week. That's Kentucky Performance Products, Surefoot Equine Stability Program, Horse Report System, and Trvst Design. If you'd like to support our show and the Horse Radio Network, you can do that through the Auditor Program found at horseradionetwork.com.
Everybody, keep your heels down and your shoulders back, and we will talk to you next week.